how this one shakes out. Jill Krabus alongside me, Robbie Koenig. Oh, that's sneaky good.
Just noticing on the tape on Schneider's body, the left leg, the right arm. I mean, obviously she's okay, but just for someone so young, you just want to make sure that you take care of any little niggles so early on in her career. So hopefully she can sustain her level of physicality as well. She's such a good mover.
Yeah, this will be the 63rd match that she plays this season, and of course relatively new to the big time, Jill. So, you know, the intensity of playing at this level coupled with the number of matches she's playing, it'll take its toll on your body. You've got to try and manage it as best you can. That is so good.
30-15.
That's a great point from Errani, and I feel like that's where she needs to try and get to, if possible, is up at that net. That's where she is so strong. I mean, she's very consistent off the ground as well, but I think she can try and get to the net, try and end these points more quickly.
It's one of her signature shots. And I guess, Jill, if you couple that with most lefties can always hook that forehand cross-court. If you've got a good forehand down the line, it makes it quite awkward to play her.
That's a great point, yeah, because you naturally want to protect that angle and take that away from them.
Interestingly, pumping that quadrant of the court. There's a lot of players these days playing with a sleeve, or if it's not on the elbow, it's on the knee. We've seen knee sleeves, arm sleeves. Raonic's sleeve back in the day even had its own social media page, Believe in the Sleeve.
I like that play from Errani. And we view Errani's game as so solid from the baseline, but we forget how much variety she can actually bring into her game. She's got that drop shot, as you just saw. She can hit that forehand with some great height over the net, can be very heavy, and that can set up some good opportunities for her to step in on the next ball. She's getting great depth, Schneider, right now, right from the start.
15 all.
Couple balls already where Errani felt like it might have just missed the baseline, but good rotation to bring that ball right down into the court. This is where Errani can, in her overall game, can show some vulnerabilities on that second serve. That's where Schneider is going to look to be aggressive. It's always been a part of Errani's game that she's worked on, that she's tried to get better. Just usually doesn't have a ton of pace on that serve overall. very quick ball toss. That's why it's actually tough for her to control sometimes.
Just get the feeling early on she's not going to get away with too much against Schneider, whose tennis intelligence is at the very least a match for her opponent. To break points early doors. Yeah, that one always looked wide off the strings.
Schneider. Schneider leads by 2 games to love. First set.
She has this calm presence about her as well, Schneider, even during the point. I mean, the way she's walking around right now has a nice, calm demeanor, but even as she's moving to the ball to set up, she never looks like she's panicked or in a rush. There's a look at Igor Andreev working with Diana Schneider.
Yeah, it was with Potapova, he was telling us before. There it is again to that corner, Jill. Yeah, before they split up, and it was called by Diana and her team to team up. Getting started early with some of those honey deuces.
Still haven't had one yet. I have no idea what it tastes like.
I think they only come in pairs.
Smart.
This is simply stunning.
Definitely wants to control the point from that forehand side. I like the forehand before, actually, to set up that inside-out forehand. That's her best shot. 6 forehand winners already.
And a lot of them coming to that side,
yep.
The forehand side.
I mean, it's a pretty good matchup, because if that's the type of play that Schneider prefers, that inside-out forehand, that's into the Errani forehand. Errani prefers her backhand. She does have a good forehand, but the backhand is the one that's so solid. That's where she wants to be aggressive and offensive, is on that backhand side.
And there's the change-up after going a couple of times to the forehand. I'm always fascinated how good players know just that precise moment. You know, they'll hit the same serve 4 times in a row, but there'll be a break point down, and they know, okay, now's the time to mix it up. They just have that sixth sense, don't they? So showing us she is human after all. A couple of unforced errors.
Great defending from Errani. Yeah, if she can keep that slice when she goes for that slice, Errani, nice and low for Schneider to hit up on the ball. Could be a good tactical play for her.
Break point. Wow, those are 4 cheap errors after starting so well. That's a done.
Play, please.
Chair umpire Kelly Rask of the UK is taking control of proceedings. Jill, just tell us what it's like when you're playing against somebody like Errani, and they can almost bring down your level of play, and the importance of remaining aggressive like she's done here once you've made a couple of unforced errors, understanding the bigger picture.
To me, I feel like the errors that we saw Schneider make from the previous game had more to do with the fact that she started so solid and strong, and I felt like the points were coming very easily to her. And sometimes in matches when it starts so easy, you start thinking a little bit, and then all of a sudden that's when the errors come into play, is when you start overthinking things. And I think I understand what you're saying. I think someone like Errani, I was just looking at their serve, and her fastest serve right now is 89 miles an hour. That was the last one, actually. It'd been around the 80 mark before. And sometimes for players to generate their own pace off someone that maybe doesn't have the most powerful serve, that's not the easiest thing to do sometimes. A lot of it starts with the footwork. That one, Schneider just reaching for that forehand. She was trying, not a bad play. I like that option of trying to chip and just come in. And going to the backhand side of Schneider. That's the side where she has been struggling a little bit more to deal with that slice.
A chance for a break here.
Game, Schneider. Schneider leads by 3 games to 1.
Errani yet to hold serve. It's Pablo Lozano. He's the coach of Errani, been around for a long, long time.
Oh. 15 left.
Yeah, amazingly enough, Pablo Lozano's coached Safina as well as Paula Garcia and Igor Andreev.
That's right. You saw a US Open
13 left.
social media icon pop up there. Don't forget to stay connected to the US Open on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and WhatsApp, and join the conversation with hashtag US Open. Simply stunning from Schneider.
A forehand inside out comes through the court pretty quickly too. I almost sometimes get a sense, I feel like Errani has time on that, but all of a sudden that off the bounce has a little extra speed behind it.
Oh. 14-15. Second serve.
Oh, you little genius.
40-30.
She's so good at the net. Is able to punch through that volley a lot, but has excellent feel and touch.
Yeah, it's not easy to hit a drop volley off a hard ball.
Game, Schneider.
That's a regal hold from Lady Di.
Schneider leads by...
Yeah, Igor's high was 18 in the world when he was playing.
Love 15.
5 games in, Errani yet to hold serve. It's been a fast start from Diana Schneider, seeded 18, ranked 18. Vintage Errani.
15 all.
Very clever. That's what she needs to do, that a little bit more often. I think she has time to do it. There have been some long rallies, and I think she can incorporate this drop shot a lot more because she's won every point when she's thrown that ball in.
13-15.
Because Jill was pointing out that Schneider's career high ranking of 18 is also her coach's
high ranking. I'm sure there's some friendly competition in
Oh,
there.
yes, you know it. And a big gift where you have to bar for the player when they surpass your career high ranking, right, Jill?
Is that the rule? Yeah, absolutely.
30 all.
That forehand's licked the line. I just like how decisive Schneider is with her decision making and shot making.
Which is pretty impressive because she has so many tools to choose from. I mean, a lot of times you see these youngsters, she's just 20 years of age, maybe struggling with shot selection. When you have so many. And that is important, to be able to be very decisive when you're going up and approaching that ball.
Just wave upon wave of attack. Such intelligent tennis, though. So tough to defend against. And we know Errani is one of the best defenders out there.
Advantage, Schneider.
Tell you what, we're going to run out of superlatives for the ground stroking of Diana. Another forehand of rich quality.
What a great volley. I'm glad she went after that as well, because it was close to the doubles alley, and you don't want to take the risk of letting that one to see if it's going to go wide. I love the fact that Errani was very decisive on that, just went for that. Was curving in, so smart decision.
It's not an easy shot, is it?
It wasn't, no. She's so comfortable at the net, obviously. Amazing doubles player, former #1 in the world in doubles.
Yeah, golden slam winner. She's won it all. Of course, the Olympics alongside Paolini this year, beating the lady on the other side of the court who was playing with Mira Andreeva. It's great anticipation. That's what made the difference.
Yeah, great coverage. And Errani loves that shot. If you can hit that all, if she knows it's going to her backhand, she can hit that all day. Loves the target when the opponent's coming forward into the net.
Yeah, everyone has that shot where if you wake them up at 3 a.m. and ask them to make 50 of them.
She's going to make that one.
What was yours?
Backhand down the line.
Beautiful, love it.
Yours?
Backhand slice. That's a hard hat hold. Well done, Errani.
Leads by 4-2 first set.
It's going to be fascinating for me to see what tactics Errani decides upon. If she's too passive, Schneider's going to dictate. If she hits it too hard, she's got no time to recover like that one. 12 forehand winners already. Wowza.
15 all.
A total of 16, but 12 have come off the forehand side.
It's too good. Just so much time on that ball.
50.
Yeah, Ronnie's gonna try to find some inroads of how to get it to the backhand side, but still that was an incredible angle from Schneider. But maybe try and figure out how to rush Schneider on that forehand. Just can't give her that much time to set up for the ball. I like when Errani was trying to use the drop shot to bring Schneider forward into the net. I think that's something that she can try to incorporate a little bit more.
Давай, давай. That's when we know a Russian's playing. That's good stuff. strong opening set so far from Schneider. Weaving here in the booth with a little bit of Katrina in the waves, walking on sunshine. We need some of that today. It is sticking its head out now, which is always good. Showers forecast for a little bit later. That is one of the slower first serves that I've ever seen from Errani. That's the balance that Schneider's going to have to keep an eye on. Yes, plenty of winners, but plenty of unforced errors.
Well, I think sometimes what can make it difficult is you want to take that ball early, right? Because the ball is not coming to you at a faster space, so it forces you to be so much further inside the baseline. And where Errani is so good is being able to take that next ball deep, and all of a sudden you can find yourself in trouble. That's a great shot. And what what Schneider's been doing well so far in this first set is getting that return deep into the court. So it hasn't allowed Errani to rush her that much, but that's a great play right there, because I think Errani almost needs to go to the strength a little bit more, the forehand, so she can open up Schneider's backhand more often.
Oh. 40-50.
It's not going to work.
40-30.
His coach, Pablo Lozano Beaumont, been with Errani for a number of years now.
Pretty much for how long I can remember, her entire career. That's a great return. Yeah, it's tough because also if Errani knows she's got to feel like she's probably going to start almost every point defending, right? Yeah. I mean, that can be tough to consistently do that, but she's so mentally strong and she's so quick on the court. That's the one, rushing her just slightly on the forehand.
Advantage, Errani.
If you weren't with us at the start, when Errani was away from the sport for a while, of course she tested positive for performance-enhancing substances earlier on in her career. She came back, she missed the struggle, she missed the fight, is what she said.
Advantage, Schneider.
And you can see the kind of game she's got that would be a core ingredient throughout the course of her tennis playing career. She's facing a set point here.
And first set, Schneider.
What a way to shut the gates
6
on the
games
opening
to 6.
set. That was top. Well, it's the second set, and it's the second encounter between these two. They have played on one previous occasion. That was on the clay courts in Montevideo. That was a 125 down there, Jill. And if you told me it was on clay initially back then in, excuse me, 2022, I thought Errani might have got the better of her, but she didn't.
It was a lot closer. That was a very tight couple sets. This one a little bit more straightforward. The hard court just seeming to be in favor of Schneider. The clay would definitely give Errani a lot more time to set up. Just slows things down.
13-15.
When lefties start producing those kind of serves against you, you also want to cut their arm off, because that's the toughest one for them. I remember playing a couple of lefties, Wayne Arthurs, Danny Nesta. My gosh, their
His
serves.
serve was a night. There's so much spin on his serve. My goodness.
Yeah, when they did play the previous time, it was 7-6, 7-5 to Schneider back in Montevideo, Italian of 2022, so not that long ago. Just tsunami-sized wave of attack. I've only just noticed. I see. So I need you alongside me. Educate me, Jill.
I'm here for you, Robbie.
15 love.
You mentioned their previous meeting a couple years ago, and it doesn't seem that long ago, but then you think about Schneider's age, just 20 years of old, and 20 years of age, and 2 years ago, 18. And I feel like you can mature quite a bit. Of course, she went to college for a year, which is at NC State in North Carolina. And I think she credits that experience, just went for a year, but she credits that experience to growing and maturing and having to learn a lot of things about herself.
That's a good point. Team with plenty of encouragement.
Is that saying that forehand to the forehand side of Errani? I mean, Errani by now has got to know that that shot is going there, but it's just struck with such quality that even if you're ready for that ball, it is consistently putting Errani in a defensive position.
Continues to be outstanding in the forecourt. That's full marks, as we say, 7 out of 7. Better start to the second set. Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? She's breathing heavily.
15 love.
Out.
30 love. Love.
Once again, looking for the crush and rush. I spent a year at NC State. You were telling me the teammates were saying they knew that she was good, right?
Absolutely.
Jill and I actually had a little chuckle because when we were looking up the NC State roster, we were having a look at the year after she was there, and they all look quite solemn in the picture. And Jill says, they don't look very happy. And I said, that's because that was the year after Diana had just left.
I know, that was great. I do think they were trying to maybe take a photo with their game face on.
Of course they were.
Yeah, that's great.
40-30.
As soon as something landed a little shorter into the court, it's a great play. A little bit lower shot as well to feed off that pace, just easier to hit the drop shot off of something that has a little more power behind it.
Game.
Just
Schneider.
continues to stripe forehands
Schneider
and
leads by
backhands.
2 games.
Women's third round action, the winner of this one to take on either Jessica Pegula, who is seeded 6th, Jessica Buzas Manero of Spain.
Out.
15 love. Love.
And I can tell you, Jessica Pegula has indeed won that match 3-3, so she'll be keeping a beady eye on this one. What a last couple of months Jessica's been having. Good stuff.
That's a great redirect.
40-15.
After that deep return, didn't allow herself to get too far behind the baseline. A couple steps over that line. That's nice. Nice serve and volley. Nice surprise tactic from the Italian.
2 games all. Second set.
Does it so seamlessly, just dips the racket head to make sure she gets underneath the volley. The body weight's always going forward, goes to meet the ball, doesn't wait for it to come to her. It's exactly the same principle as from the back of the court. Take the ball early, you take time away. Let's not forget the USOpen.org. Download, follow your favorite players, track scores, stats, watch match highlights, get player news. And this year, of course, you can watch live 3D views of all the singles matches. That's available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. So make sure you pop it on your phone, folks.
30 love.
She seems to have great peripheral vision, Jill. Like, she can wait and wait and wait. That always scared me. She always seems to go the right way. If Errani's going one way, she has this ability just to go the other.
Such a good angle. Yeah, I agree. I think
14
she's got
love.
great awareness. And I think so much of it comes from the technique. It starts with that. She doesn't rush her strokes. She's able to hold a little bit longer, almost be able to wait for her opponent to make that move.
Game, Schneider. Schneider leads by 3 games to 2.
Another
Second
strong
set, and
hold
by
from
1 set to
Diana. Over 200,000 fans coming through the turnstiles. This, of course, week 1 of the main draw.
First volley she's missed.
love 15.
Just caught a little bit into the body.
The 15 all.
Reminds me a little bit of Dominic Kupfer in her take back on the backhand, that high lift up. Just strikes it so sweetly. Simply stunning it once again. Tattooed that forehand.
All.
It's just,
30,
it's world
40.
class, isn't it?
I just don't think she's ever going to miss that ball. Yeah. That inside out forehand, she strikes it so well.
I'd love to know how many forehand winners she's hit to that section, that side of the court, the forehand side.
That's a great get from Errani on the full run, just to throw that ball as high as possible to give her time to get settled again, to reset that point. Something distracted her.
Yeah, I wonder if it was the sun. No, it looks like it's behind her.
Advantage, Schneider.
Anyway, she's got another crack at it, Jill.
Game, Schneider.
She really is plugged into the mains today.
Schneider leads by 4
From the
games
opening
to 2.
game.
Second set.
Schneider has come to play. Just spreading the court magnificently.
God, she gets such great shoulder turn on that backhand. That's what allows her to be able to get that angle on the cross court, and it makes it difficult to read where she's going to hit the ball.
Love.
I mean, it's just like It's like when you're playing a computer game, right? You get four down the line, F1, four down the line, four down the line. Inside out, just.
Just put so much pressure on your return as well. I mean, you just know, one, you have to get depth on it. You can't just let it hit it in the center of the court, because she's so good at that quick step of moving around that ball, trying to take the forehand as much as possible.
Out. 14 love.
Yeah, you can understand the frustration. Just has not been allowed to settle. It's tough to watch as a coach. Tough to coach your player out of the situation.
It's good scrambling from Errani, but she's had to work so hard.
Schneider not happy. She was being toyed with somewhat in that rally. She's got high standards.
Game Schneider.
It's a meat and potatoes, that kind of backhand.
Schneider leads by 5 games to 2.
You've been bullied like you have to. A game away from a place in the 4th round for the very first time in her career at a major.
Love 15.
Great ball striking.
Love 30.
The depth, she's actually increased her pace off the ground in the last couple games. Schneider just wants to close this out.
The 15-30.
So well controlled.
15-40.
Moved through that beautifully on that approach shot.
What a way to bring up match points with a 30th winner.
Biggest strike off the ground of this match, Errani.
30-40.
And saves 1 match point.
What a way to finish it.
By 2 sets to love, 6-2,
Diana Schneider
6-2.
is through to the 4th round at a major for the very first time in her career. And boy, was she impressive. Excelled in every department. Lady Di as regal today as Errani was ragged. She wins in straight.